Good day, students. I'm Dr. Rachna Mathur, and we are discussing Hopkins. So, we have already discussed about Hopkins. Now I am continuing. As a member of the Society of Jesus, he was asked to fill many positions. He served both as a teacher and as a preacher. His health was seldom very good, and he was moved from one office to another with great regularity for reasons which have never been fully explained. After 1877, he served at Jesuit College at Manresa House and Stonyhurst. In 1884, he became professor of Greek in the Catholic University of Ireland. Sometimes before his death, Hopkins wrote, quote, "Unhappily, I cannot produce anything at all, not only the luxuries like poetry, but the duties almost of my position. I am a inch, but it is for the kingdom of heaven's sake." Unquote. At the age of 44, Hopkins died of typhoid fever. So, students, see, some such type of lungs problems persisted in that era also. So, you should be very careful about corona. I am repeating. At the age of 44, Hopkins died of typhoid fever. He lived a life of hard work, deprivation, and suffering. He was a puritanical person who enjoyed self abnegation and self suffering. Once he wrote in his diary, quote, "Consider your own misery and try as best as you can to rise above it." But punctuality and the particular examen by favor at office, mass, and litanies by good scholars, scholastic work, by charity if you get opportunities. Unquote. Hopkins never aimed at worldly success. The deep religious strain in his character prevented him from seizing worldly success, which appeared to be almost in his grasp. I'm repeating, Hopkins never aimed at worldly success. The deep religious strain in his character prevented him from seizing worldly success, which appeared to be almost in his grasp. Full stop. The influence which shaped him should be clearly understood. So, this is important. The influences which shaped him should be clearly understood. Reference has already been made to the influence of Newman and Oxford movement. So I am repeating, influence of Newman and Oxford movement. That is, early model was D.G. Rossetti, shows that he was influenced by the pre-Raphaelite movement. I'm repeating that his early model was D.G. Rossetti, shows that he was influenced by the pre-Raphaelite movement. From 16 to 22, he essayed with skill the styles of many poets from Milton to Byron and Keats, Tennyson, Arnold, and Rossetti. The Keatsian sensuousness in his approach to poetry is clearly marked. In fact, his poetry is the battleground between the Keatsian sensuousness and sacramental view of nature, that nature abides as a handiwork of God. Hellenic intellectualism also had its hold on him in the early stages. The influence of Welsh language, with its beauty of consonant chime and internal rhyme called sinhans, pronounced kunghans, is also evident in his poetry. But much more than all these were the influences of Franciscan philosopher Duns Scotus and Saint Ignatius Loyola on Hopkins' theme and metaphor. Among his early poems of 1860 and 1868, Heaven, Heaven, and The Habit of Perfection. I'm repeating from his early poems of 1860 to 1868, Heaven, Heaven, and The Habit of Perfection indicate the turn of poet's mind and heart towards priesthood. Then followed, quote unquote, the 10 years itch, when he assiduously cultivated silence. Out of the pent up energy and tension were born the wreck poems, The Loss of Eurydice, and The Work of Deutschland, and some 10 other religious poems of 1876 to 1879. Students, I have already shared the PDF with you, so try to make your own short questions and now try to solve university papers. Try to search some papers, some old papers of last 5 years, or at least last 3 years, and try to solve them in your copy and write them in your copy. When college is open, I will check your copies. Thank you, students.